you, Dennis. Now back to that breaking news from the top of our broadcast. Right now, ABC Action News reporter Eric Waxler is standing by live for us on the phone in Port Richey. And Eric, we are looking at live pictures right now from Action Air 1 as you join us there on the phone. We understand now 3 homes in that area have been evacuated.
Yeah, Jameson, this is really a developing situation. We've got 3 sinkholes so far that have opened up, one major one in front of a home on Neva Street in Port Richey. We're just off State Road 52. But there is concern that others could open up at any time. Pasco County Fire Department here, along with the Sheriff's Office, and I've actually got the fire chief here with me, Andrew Foster. And Chief, what can you tell us about the concern right now for people on this street?
The concern is going to be the growing of the depression. We can't tell when they're going to stop, and they're still very active. We've had some more growth since we've been here. We've had houses voluntarily evacuated this time. We haven't made any kind of mandatory evacuation. We're waiting for our building inspectors to get here to look at some of the buildings, and then we're going to start making determinations on if we should expand out with the evacuation. Currently, all the power has been cut off to the residents. We have multiple units on scene, both SO, law enforcement, fire rescue, emergency management, and everything's been blocked off. The area's been cordoned off. And as we keep going and watching the depressions grow, we're going to make more determinations of what we need to do.
We've obviously seen a lot of people push back just to be safe at this point. But you were telling me earlier this might have started after some repairs were being done to another home that had a sinkhole.
Yes, they were repairing one sinkhole, one house that had 3 sinkholes, confirmed sinkholes on it. And what happens is when you start to fill one sinkhole, it puts pressure, and sometimes the bottom of the sinkhole falls out, which causes the underground water system or caves to pressurize. So when that pressurizes, it needs to go somewhere, which will cause multiple other smaller sinkholes and some larger sinkholes.
Okay. The important thing at this point, no injuries. Chief Bossa from Pasco County Fire Rescue, thanks for joining us. And we'll continue to watch things on the ground and hope that the situation doesn't get any worse. Live in Port Richey, Eric Waxler, ABC Action News.
And Eric, if you would just stay with us here for a moment, yes. Just because it sounds as though the chief there is now confirming this is a sinkhole, because we were calling it a depression earlier, but he's saying a sinkhole there.
Yeah, just to clarify, earlier reports where this was a depression. Can we officially call these sinkholes at this point?
No, we can't.
Not yet.
Geologists need to come out and help confirm it. They are still declared depressions until confirmed by a geologist.
And
we'll wait for the geologist to officially confirm.
And Erica, this is Wendy. We understand this is on Neva Lane, but can you give us maybe the cross street that it's near? If folks live in that neighborhood, if they should be concerned that maybe evacuations could be coming to their area, and how big? He mentioned that the power was cut off to these residents. How much of an area are we talking about?
Well, first of all, just to give you a little idea of where we are, we're not too far west of Little Road off of State Road 52. Zimmerman Road is the cross street with Neva Street, and definitely a lot of people affected here. Chief, what can you tell us about, again, how many people are out without power right now?
The only people that are without power right now are the affected houses. The first 4 houses on the block are the ones where the depression activity and actual sinkhole activity is, are all been disconnected with power. We've advised them. 2 of the families, one family has found refuge on their own. Another family has requested Red Cross assistance. We're in the process of getting them lined up with Red Cross. But as we determine what the extent of it's going to be, there might be more evacuations going on. But right now, it's strictly voluntary.
And the house that you can probably get the best look at with that large sinkhole right in front, there was a woman home, an elderly woman at the time. Her neighbor actually came running out of his house, hearing the commotion, got her out along with 2 small dogs, and they are just down the street now, obviously looking at a pretty big disaster in front of their home.
Yeah, Eric, and we were just looking at some ground photos just a short time ago to give us a little bit of a better perspective on that. And just so I'm clear here, they're talking about 3 sinkholes there. We're looking at one major one, or is that one major one there part of 3? I wasn't really sure if I was really clear on that. What is your vantage point there?
Yeah, I'm just a couple houses down. Basically, the large sinkhole you see in front of one house is the major one that's going to definitely open some eyes. But in between, one of the neighboring houses where some work was being done to repair a sinkhole is where a smaller one developed kind of along the foundation of that home. And then I'm told there's one behind a neighboring home as well that I haven't been able to get a look at yet. But perhaps from the chopper you might be able to look behind and see. But those, I'm told, are smaller compared to the really large one that we see in front of the house right here.
Okay, Eric, thank you so much. We'll check in with you probably in the next 5 to 10 minutes. So now we want to go, I think, to Dennis to take a look at whether the weather will